Hey guys, I'm ArchieLuxury. ArchieLuxury, the governor's governor, the guru's guru. And today, guys, I want to talk about why you people out there should avoid haute horology quartz. Why should you avoid haute horology quartz? And I gotta tell you, man, I am the governor's governor. And I learned this myself, man. I learned it myself. You can either do things two ways in life. You can either listen to the pontiff, or you can learn from your own stupid mistakes. And I gotta tell you, fuckers, I have a lot to say on this topic because I've been there a number of times. And it was mainly because I'm a cheap ass fuck. And instead of buying the watch I really wanted, I always tried to find the cheaper fucking deal because I was a stingy son of a bitch. And I gotta be completely frank with you. Many years ago, I acquired a two-tone Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. Two-tone Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. And I remember I got it from Vintage Watch Co. It was just under 2,000 Aussie dollars. What's that? 1,400 US smackaroonies. It was a two-tone, steel and gold. It was from 1996. Two-tone, 33mm Audemars Piguet. I'll put a picture up. And you know, I thought my Royal Oak fantasies had come true because I'd always wanted a Royal Oak. And I gotta be honest with you, there is a very good reason that these girl-sized pieces are so fucking cheap. And that's because they are a ticking fucking time bomb. They're a ticking fucking time bomb. See, in a normal wristwatch, mechanical, manual wind or automatic, you got a whole lot of cogs and springs which keep the watch going. In a quartz piece, you've got an electronic circuit. And let me just explain this to you. Say, for example, you put a circuit into a small steel case and you attach it to mammals that sweat and belch and wash their hands and stuff like that there. And guess what? The seals give way after 20, 30 years and a bit of water gets in. What happens once a bit of condensation or water gets in? Well, it corrodes the circuit. So I gotta be completely honest with you. These cheap quartz haute horology pieces you see there are ticking fucking time bombs. They're ticking fucking time bombs. And I've learned this the hard way. I had a Audemars Piguet two-tone, 33mm, steel and yellow gold. Beautiful, had a beautiful grey dial. Lovely looking piece. But yes, you guessed it, it was a fucking ticking time bomb. Now, what basically happened in my case there, the threading where you wind the crown on, it actually gave way. And I went to a watchmaker friend of mine, and he basically bodged it so I could move it out the door on Fleabay. That's exactly right. I wouldn't sell that to an ArchieLuxury fan. No, I bodged it and put it onto an auction, eBay. And I remember it was a nice looking piece. I had it professionally polished. It was papers but no box. The dealer, I think, had kept the box, you know, as they do. But I found another box on Fleabay, and I packaged it up, and I got my money back. However, the dealer, it's like when you got a car which you know is slipping gears, and the mechanic says, "Hey, I can make this last for a couple of months, but it's not a long-term fix." And you think, beautiful, let's do that, and let's sell the fucking thing to a dealer. So that was basically my Audemars Piguet. He fixed the threading, and he said, "Get rid of this fucking thing." So that was my Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 33 mil. The other problem is with these fucking pieces, I've had a few others. It's not just Audemars Piguet. I've had a few Patek Philippe's. Quartz, small size Patek Philippe's. I had a 3944, a Patek Philippe 3944, which is a classic hobnail Calatrava with a quartz movement. And this piece was from the 90s. It should be playing up just about now, fuckers. Just about now it should be playing up. God bless the future owner. And that was the reason it was so cheap was because when you buy a horology brand like Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, Audemars Piguet, or Vacher and Constantine, you're really buying. It's not just the brand name. You're buying that movement, that highly beautiful handcrafted movement. And guess what, sunshine? Guess what, sunshine? Guess what, fuckers? In a quartz, you got a horrible fucking circuit. Bit of circuitry there. Ooh, yuck. Yeah, you got a bit of circuitry. There's not really much horology in a fucking quartz piece. In a quartz piece. And that is the big problem. That really is the big problem. The only time I would ever recommend quartz is for a ladies' watch. Those bitches don't like to wind or maintain watches. They just want ease of use. That's the only time quartz is really acceptable. I would buy a ladies' quartz, but a men's quartz, no. And even if you're buying a ladies' quartz, remember this, if it's 20 years old, it's a fucking ticking time bomb. Ticking time bomb. And you got to be very aware of these dangers. My Patek Philippe, the 3944, I got rid of it. And the thing is, if it is that everyone who knew what a Patek Philippe is, their first question is, why the fuck did you get quartz? And that was kind of the way it went. Anyone who knew what a Patek Philippe was would just question why the fuck you bought quartz. Most people didn't know what Patek Philippe was, and then, you know, I tell you this story again. I also had a vintage, even more dangerous, was a 1970s quartz Patek Philippe, and it was proudly on the dial quartz. And I gotta be completely honest with you, that piece itself, that piece there, I bought it very, very cheap, like about 2,200 Aussie. What's that? 1,600 US. And the fucking thing, whenever I wore it, it would lose time. Whenever I just put it on the shelf, it would fucking keep time. So some sort of fucking problem there, some sort of fucking expensive problem. I quickly bodged that one. I just fucking put it in a box, put it on Fleabay, and got the fuck out of that watch. I think that watch there would be fucking trouble. So that's the end of that Patek Philippe. So if you see these 20 or 30-year-old fucking high-end quartz watches on the market, stay the fuck away from them. Stay the fuck away from them, because they are very, very cantankerous fuckers. Very, very cantankerous fuckers. And I got to be honest with you there. The other problem is with these pieces is that they are not worth. Often you could send that into Audemars Piguet, for example, and the service would be more to fix it. Like if it was a problem, you wanted to fix it, you sent it off for a service. Well, the overhaul cost would be much more than the fucking thing is worth. So it's good money after bad. My advice to anyone who has a Quartz AP, Patek or Vacheron, get the fuck out of it before it fucking stops and you're the last man standing. That's right, the last man standing. So get rid of the fucking thing very, very pronto. And that is the best advice I can seriously give you. Get the fuck away from them. Yes, they appear so cheap. They're cheap for a good reason. They're fucking quartz. There's no horology really in it. It's a glorified case. That's what you're paying for. The other problem is because this horrid quartz crisis was sort of 70s, 80s, 90s, these watches are fucking girl size. They're all fucking girl size. So it wouldn't be so bad if it was a quartz watch but a modern size. But no. They're all fucking midget size. They're midget size. And, fuck. It's just a real bummer. A real bummer. It's, they're just garbage, really. They're not worth a cracker. And everyone I had, I got the fuck out of them. I got out of them as soon as I could. As soon as I could, I got out of those quartzes, because when they fail with these high-end brands, it's not just a normal ETA movement. No. It's a very expensive circuit. You can't fucking retrofit things. It's fucking very expensive if you can get the parts, and it's really not worth anything. The best example is, I don't know if you remember, in the late 70s, Aston Martin, they wanted to take Rolls-Royce on, and they had the Aston Martin Lagonda. And it was so far ahead of its time. It had a computerized dash, which you're talking computer technology at the time was TRS-80s, and basic, really fucking nasty stuff. And anyhow, these Aston Martin Lagondas, I say, old chap, will the bastard start? And that's the big problem with them. They were fucking temperamental. These old computer circuits in this Aston Martin, absolute fucking disaster. That's what they were. They basically were an absolute fucking disaster. There is nothing you can do with these. You got to rewire them. They're just a bitch. Same thing. 20 to 30-year-old quartz watches are nothing but fucking trouble. Believe you me, when they shit themselves, they are fucked us. Absolutely fucked us. And I have seen some interesting things. You hang around this shit long enough, you'll see what the flies are doing. And I have seen a few on eBay. Occasionally you see a Audemars Piguet, which was a quartz originally, and the movement's failed. Obviously it's fuck this. It's really fuck this. Doesn't take much to fuck them up. And what happens is they retrofit an ETA module in there, and they're never worth anything. They're not worth jack shit. Nobody wants them, because you pulled the original AP module out, and you put an ETA module in. It's just, nobody fucking wants it. No, it's less than zero. Absolutely less than fucking zero. So yeah, that's another interesting thing. The telltale sign of some bastard has put in an ETA movement or changed the movement, because these are, the horterology pieces, they often won't have papers because they're hiding the fact what the movement number, which was on that circuit, is fucking long failed. So often the telltale sign is they don't have papers. And I've just got to say to you, if you want an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, you fucking buy the proper mechanical version. You don't buy the fucking cheapie. You don't buy the Quartz one. That's just fucking stupid. Don't buy the fucking girl size 33mm. I mean, what the fuck are you supposed to do with a 33mm size AP? Stay away from Quartz men's Patek's. Stay away from Vacheron even did Quartz. It's just a horrid time. Just stay the fuck away from them, and believe you me, instead of trying to upshirt yourself and big note yourself that you're an AP wearer, buy a fucking decent Rolex. I mean, that's what I would be doing for if you've got a limited budget, buy a steel Rolex. Not all of us can afford high-end Patek Philippe's and Audemars Piguet's. Not all of, but there's nothing wrong. If you can't afford it, get yourself a nice steel Rolex, like this Milgauss, for example. That is a great watch. Why buy a fucked girl-sized Quartz AP when you could put that money towards something like a Milgauss? That's where I'd be going, or an Air King or Explorer One. That's much more sensible instead of trying to big note oneself that they're so successful. You're not fooling anyone. You're a fucking moron. You are a fucking fool. A fucking cunt. A lying, treacherous cunt. That's all you're telling to the public, is that you are a moron. And, that's just my advice there, guys. That's my advice. So stay away from these girl-sized Quartz watches. They're really fucking offensive. The only way you could explain it is they're rather ghastly. They are rather ghastly. Ghastly surprise indeed. And there's nothing much more you can say. Stay the fuck away from those cheap and nasty Quartz horterology brands. You're not fooling anyone. I'm Paul Pluter. I'm the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead Quartz-wearing horterology friends, and don't forget to put a few really nasty comments down below. And until next time, ciao, fuckers! Really quite ghastly. Those Quartz horterology pieces are really quite ghastly.
I'm only signing it because it costs nothing. So this is the congratulations to everybody.